Hello. Welcome to Shantay, we say, a RuPaul's Drag Race recap show. We are doing episode 7 of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under.
Way to go, David.
Thank
Somebody
you
counted
so much. It only took 20 minutes to confirm what the episode was going to be. We are recording a little bit earlier in the morning, so this has a little bit of a like an early morning DJ vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like morning, like your morning jams show.
Yeah, so let's go to traffic with Laura.
Oh, there seems to be traffic. Yeah, if you could maybe take the sawmill. That
worst. Imagine someone in their car needing to know the traffic, and Laura's just like, yeah. I think you're doing airline pilot a little bit too much there.
But also, is that not very accurate for New York traffic? It's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah. It's just gonna be like, no, yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Wherever you are, there's traffic.
I mean, that really is any of the case if you've ever driven around New York.
As you can probably tell, we are without a Maxwell right now.
We love you, Maxwell.
We love you, Max. Come home soon. He's home right now and will be joining us shortly. But in the meantime, quick recap. I'm Dave. He and him.
Laura's yawning, so it's my turn.
It's the morning.
It's the morning. Good morning. I'm Becca. They and she.
I'm Laura. I'm she and her. That's apparently we're making noises this morning.
Me and Laura were watching Hulu last night, and a commercial came on in which...
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I think I already know what commercial you're about to talk about.
The interview?
The
Yes.
interview, the job interview.
God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So I'm assuming a trans person is at a job interview, and the person running the job interview...
Well, we're not sure. Could be non-binary.
Could be non-binary. And the boss doing the interview said, "I hope you're okay for me to ask your pronouns," and I started crying.
Well, they were like, my name is Carl. I go by he, him. Are you comfortable sharing what pronouns you use?
Yeah, and me and Laura are just sitting there going like,
And you could see the actor who was playing the interviewee was like, I mean, really, really good because they were able to just show the relief.
Yeah.
And the happiness and the joy, and we were like, oh my God.
Yeah, my heart.
Yep.
It was phenomenal. But anyway, this is a RuPaul's Drag Race podcast. We are going to be recapping the penultimate episode of Drag Race Down Under, the I guess talent show. And that's a little spoiler, but
to our listeners, you're going to hear a very. We did not watch it with Becca, so Becca, I do not know where you stand on this, but you're going to hear a lot of frustration from Dave and I today.
But there will be spoilers from here on out. The assumption is that you've seen the episode and now you're listening to us to talk about the episode.
Although I don't know if you should watch this one.
Yeah, you could probably skip it. So
I don't know.
You could get all your info from us.
I mean, you can watch. I mean, I'd like you to watch it because then our podcast will make more sense. But at the same time, and then you can be frustrated with us. Yay.
Yeah, that's true.
Join us.
So what were your thoughts at the beginning of the episode? Elektra still throwing shade about the splits.
Well, that's Scarlet and Elektra throwing shade at each other. There's no innocent in that little gag.
I literally was just like, oh no, the splits conversation is back. Oh no.
What I'm realizing about Down Under is I'm not 100%. Usually by this point, there's like a Jinx Monsoon who I'm like, oh, I'm behind you, and everything mean that people say, I'm against that and pro whatever you say. But everybody here is kind of mean and kind of goes too far, and other people have to go on the defensive to a point where I'm not on anybody's side 100% the way I should be.
Mm.
I don't have a favorite. I'm just kind of like, I kind of like you, but you said that and it was mean, and okay.
It's like large percentage of just ambivalence.
Yeah.
The fact that at this point we're all kind of, I don't care, is not good. And
From an Empire standpoint for Rue,
it's
not good.
Yeah.
No. I'm well, and the issue, Dave and I were trying to figure out like what is missing, and I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if it is like maybe this batch of queens just they're not as good. Is it a budget issue? Is it an editorial issue? Is it a production issue? But my God, the magic is not there.
On your point, are the queens just not as good? I don't want to be mean, but not to jump ahead. They were asked to show their talents, and I think we got some pretty stark answers about
How much talent they have.
do whatever you want, show me your talent, and that's what we got. But we'll get there.
We'll get there.
The top 5, we're at a top 5, and I usually really love this point in RuPaul's Drag Race because it starts to get really quiet in the workroom. You start to really make some judgments about who's going to be there. And I was still doing it for this, a little bit less enthusiasm than previous seasons, but like wondering who's going to go home, what's the top 4, what's the top 3, who are like, we can actually, it takes this long for the show for me to finally be able to actually individualize the queens in a way where I can start not just seeing a mass. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how long it takes me to get to that point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Laura's still doing drive time radio.
Yep.
No, I'm struggling right now with the episode. I'm still kind of trying to process it, which isn't good because hello, this is a podcast. And just my frustration over this is like, yeah, I don't care. And I'm struggling with that right now.
Yeah. So, Kid Amin got the challenge is going to be a talent show, and Kid Amin got the option to put the order for the talent show together.
Drama.
And immediately that, all of a sudden I'm having shades of Lawrence Chaney of like,
I could have gone home.
Yeah, how on any point do you think you are guaranteed, I said I wanted to go last, ergo put me last or there's drama.
Right.
Why on earth wouldn't it be your choice and completely rational to not give me the thing that I asked for?
Right. I also, because you're talking about Scarlett.
Yeah.
Clearly, right? Like I also, when Scarlett first chimed in of like, I want to go last, I almost was like, oh, is Scarlett like throwing out a fake, like put me last? Because like I don't know, I thought it was like a mind game.
Oh, because
so that
she didn't want to go last,
right? Like put me somewhere else. Like I thought it was a game, and I was like, that would have been weird, but like interesting in its own kind of way to like see how that played out.
Also,
but Scarlett's not that smart,
and it's 5 of them at this point. Like, guys, it doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah.
Like it's 5 of you. Give me a break. It's really okay.
It really reeked of we are struggling to add drama to the episode that like literally 10, 15 minutes was bum, 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 bum.
She wanted
to go last, but I want to go last. So I'm going to tell Keita that I want to go last so that I bum, 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 bum. Who said they want to go last? Like at some point, what are you doing for the talent show? And why don't you let that express itself?
I also like, I think it was Scarlett who was like, oh, this lineup, like that's not a good production of a show.
Yeah, when she said that, I was like, it's not.
That's not the point. We're not here to produce a good show. That can be what the person
also
chooses.
That
has been what has been chosen on some of these choose the lineup challenges in the past. But like that doesn't have to be the goal. The goal is the competition.
Yeah, the editing of the episode
Keita
is going to
even said, like, I kind of want to screw with everyone.
Great,
she even
fine.
said that.
It's a fucking competition. Do it.
The whole goal of it is not to be a good lineup. That's not what the challenge was.
Right.
Keita just put herself where she wanted to. Just was like, fuck it. I'm just going to like throw everyone else wherever they want. Like, I'm going to do whatever I want.
Why wouldn't you be a little extra fierce? It's the top 5. The finale is next week. Why wouldn't all the gloves not be off?
Right.
Why,
Can I just give a small shout out to Art and the random cuts of them playing with the fucking cloche? I was dying. The whole like interspliced within the whole I want to go last drama was just like art with like the food cloches like around their ears or like just on the floor. It was like this whole weird dance of I just want to play with my prop.
I was getting a little sick of art just kind of hamming it up, like for the whole episode, cutting to art, not taking anything seriously, making a goofy face, going like, "Ugh, all this drama." It was kind of like, I get it, and that's funny. You're outside of it, but like, at some point, open up and tell me what you're doing instead of just kind of like making a goofy face at everybody else.
Well, whenever we do that, Art says something really snide.
Yeah. I did think it was a good moment. At this point in the episode, I thought, oh, great. Here, Elektra is going to be doing a dance thing. Fabulous. This has a lot of potential because Elektra has been kind of stuck within the box of what she's being asked to do with RuPaul's Drag Race. And now here is a spotlight on you. Show me what you got. Point. At this point, I was very excited for Elektra because I was hoping that this could be, if she knows how to play this, based on in the past, she's had a lot of self-awareness that other queens haven't had. This could be a great opportunity for her.
I also was excited for Karen from Finance.
Mm-hmm.
And I was excited for Art Simone because it was like, okay, so Karen and Art are like, they're two very big, well-known drag queens in Australia. They could take easily a piece of their act and use it. So I was excited to see a little bit more of like what they do.
Mm-hmm. So Raven and Rue came into the workroom.
Oh my God, Raven looked amazing.
Raven looked so good.
Looked so amazing. Oh my God. Raven was the best part of this episode. That's what it was. Raven was the best part of this episode.
I think I like bitter Laura. I really do. This is a phenomenal, like, fuck, I don't fucking know where to fucking begin with this fucking episode. Like, you're so done.
I'm just very excited for All Stars coming up.
Yeah, that's true. If you have not checked out RuPaul's masterclass, there is a whole side option to watch Raven do a tutorial, a very long tutorial of how to put on drag makeup. And for somebody like me who knows nothing about the world of makeup, it is so entertaining and so interesting. And there's so much more to it than I ever could have imagined. And it's really, really like, because it's out there, it boggles my mind that there's queens who still come on RuPaul's Drag Race not really knowing how to. I mean, there is a Raven tutorial, very easy to get, of her just showing you exactly how to do it right.
And yet people are like, "Yeah, I'm good."
And yet people are like, speaking of Elektra, when she was talking to Rue, I did like this point though. She said, Elektra said that she can learn how to do the makeup and she can get the dresses. You've chose me to be here because you think that I can offer something. I've got something in the chamber here that I can fire that nobody else can. And I thought that was really, really cool. And Rue was like nodding, like you nailed it. I think there's something there. That's why I've kept you here this long.
Right. Well, and I think that I wrote that down too. I was like, that's exactly what we talk about on this podcast often, is like, when you get enough money, you can buy the dresses. When you get enough money, you can hire the staff to do the makeup, to deal with the aesthetics, the choices, but like the inside, you can like take more dance lessons to get better at that. But like what's inside the queen is what has to be there from the jump.
Right. The X factor, the talent,
the je ne sais quoi,
the teamwork, I mean, all that kind of stuff is like, that's so much harder to teach. It takes significantly longer.
Right, like the personality, the
being able to slap a check on something is like, that's, I mean, you have to have the money, which we all know is like, it's not easy, but that is easier. Especially when you get into the RuPaul's Drag Race like tour.
Right. Yeah. I thought it was great. Then Keita talked to Rue, mentioned that she was going to be doing magic. And
Rue did not look.
Can I just say why I'm pissed at this? Actually, I'm a little upset at Rue at this one. Rue, okay, you don't like magic. That's fine. You don't have to. But guess what? Other people do.
Right.
Like, dude, this isn't like...
This. It shouldn't be the appease Rue competition.
Mm-hmm.
And like, this is something that
a lot of people enjoy. I do. I love magic. I'm a big magic nerd. And I love magic. And the idea, like, I got very excited by doing quick change magic. That's a great idea. That's so perfect for Drag Race.
Yep.
That's a great drag show. Now, we'll talk about Kita's criticism as she goes forward, and I do agree that their critiques were fair.
But the concept of doing a magic talent act should not be immediately a bad taste in Rue's mouth.
Because it's like, Rue, that did piss me off a little bit. And that was, Dave, you and I talk a lot about this when it comes to producers or directors or choreographers or comics or anybody. You have to be aware of your own likes and dislikes. And if you are somebody who is a little bit more on the peculiar side or somebody who has like a very specific taste, you have to be aware of that because that's your very specific taste, and that not everybody's going to be on board with that. Not liking magic is a specific taste, and Rue is typically really, really good with that.
Yeah,
and that bothered me.
Yeah, if I don't like ventriloquism, in stand up, but if I'm putting a show together and asking people show me your talent, and someone says, I'm going to do a ventriloquist act, I don't know if they're going to break the form, do a very draggy version of it. I don't know if they're going to break the fourth wall or like, I don't know what the context is yet. And I've been doing the show long enough to know never assume anything.
Right.
So why throw somebody under the bus?
Yeah, there are so when all you're told is I'm going to do some magic or even I'm going to do some quick change magic, there's no like defining characteristics of that. It could go so many ways with different creative like avenues.
Yeah. And then Kita, like, she won the last challenge, and there was this moment of self-doubt and a conversation with Rue about her ability to like handle the demons going on in her head, and Kita started to like break down a little bit. And I felt bad, and it was something to address, but also it just really made me see like, okay, Kita has not done anything the entire competition. I didn't know who she was. She was always in the background.
I'm still a little like, oh yeah, her. She's still here.
But then she wins, and she's in her head because of her demons and kind of breaking down. And I'm like, that's not top 4 RuPaul's Drag. Like, you want to win this competition, and the first time you've had any success, that's when you're cracking.
Right. And like basically saying like, I don't even know why I won because everyone else was so good.
Right. After you spent the whole competition going, I'm going to show them who I am.
Right.
I want to respect somebody's, having this moment and trying to get through it. But it's also like, if that's your first thing you're showing me in the spotlight as a winner with some momentum,
bye, girl.
I'm not excited.
Yeah.
I can't get excited for you.
I mean, I'm not excited about any of them, to be perfectly honest.
No.
But like,
I'm
less
not.
so that when they're just like, I won a thing and now I hate myself.
Right.
I mean, the only person who I think at this point who should win, I don't think should win out of principle.
We're going to have to do this show early for a little bit of Spicy Laura. I'm going to call this the Spicy Laura episode.
I mean, at the moment, I do think like, well, I mean, I think Scarlett Adams is definitely showing the most potential, but in light of her kind of controversy, I'm like, I don't know if she should win that. I don't think she should win this. Well, I don't yes, you are a very, very talented queen, but like, I don't think it's a good idea to, and like, I don't.
Well, when we get to the end and we talk about the top 4, I think we have a lot to talk about, because it is interesting once we get there to like, everybody's pros and cons really make it hard to decide who's going to take the crown.
No, it really does. But that's the issue is there's no one I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
There's no one I'm rooting for. There's no one who I want to win. There's no one who I'm excited about winning. We have to continue talking about the episode instead of just bitching.
Well, speaking about Scarlett, she said that this was going to be her first time pole dancing?
First time
Question mark?
performing, like
Okay.
publicly performing it.
Okay. That's still...
But still, yes.
You know, it happens on RuPaul's all the time where somebody, like, is taking...
You know what? I'm going to eat fire for the first time. Like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take a risk.
There's always a moment where somebody is like, I'm going to take an unnecessary risk way late in the competition. And I've never expressed myself as somebody who kind of wanted to take risks like this or that this was a problem for me. It's like, I'm gonna do it. And it's always just kind of like, really?
And it's not like in reaction to a note from the judges
No.
either. It's just like out of nowhere, like as random as art coming out of the pile of garbage.
Yeah, why don't I self-sabotage myself?
Right.
And, yeah. So I thought, it's like, okay, go for it.
And also I was like, at least the way it was edited, Rue did not seem impressed.
No, Rue was just like, okay, show me.
Okay.
But I would say, like, we get to the talent show.
Well, hold on.
No, we're not there yet.
We had Art, who said that her piece was going to be on the media, which I think we can all agree was absolutely clear.
I mean, Art actually was, like, driving me crazy when talking to Rue. I was like, can you just say a sentence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you just say anything?
I think Art's description of the piece to Rue was more interpretive than the piece.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So then Karen came out and it was, she said she was going to do balloon animals. And Rue just no filter goes, so you've slipped.
Yep.
So we all loved your ass at the beginning and now you've coasted. What's the deal with that? Like,
Right.
like just the thing we're all thinking, that was pretty like, ooh boy.
And Rue threw Karen a bone saying, have you tried being sexy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have your Karen a finance character. What about sexy Karen?
Right.
Just to, like, let's shake things up. Let's do something different. And then Karen sort of had, like, a hissy fit over it.
I don't know if it was a hissy fit as much as it was just like internal panic.
Really got in her head.
Yeah.
I will add this to the list of things that we've been compiling of, like, if you get cast on RuPaul's Drag Race, here are things to keep in mind. One of them is, don't be so structured in your drag persona that you can't step outside and do a slightly different version of it for the judges if they ask. Yeah. If you're always sexy, be able to camp it up for a little bit. If you're always camp, be able to sex it up. If you're Utica, show me something that isn't Utica.
Yeah.
Like just be able and be ready. Even if you don't know how you would do it, be ready for that question because it's gonna come up.
I love that Utica is the third option besides sexy and camp.
Yeah, because it's kind of in between.
Sexy, camp, and then there's Utica.
And Utica arms. You know, yeah.
Wiggle to the top. But no, I do think that anything, 99% of the time, whatever Rue suggests, you should do.
Yeah.
There is that small little chance, and like Gigi Good with Snatch Game, when Gigi was like, I'm going to be the robot, and Rue was like,
Don't do that.
Don't do that. That's a wrong choice. And Gigi was like, no, I know I can do it.
Yeah.
That is your, like, 1 in a million chance that Gigi was correct. And Gigi, holy God, did Gigi do her homework for that one. Like, well done, girl.
But, like, if Rue says, essentially, which is what Rue is saying here, we're getting bored with what you're showing us. We need something new. You fucking do that.
Yeah, and especially if you've been coasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you've been coasting. I mean, Ginny Lemon was another one in this past season of UK where Rue was like, have you tried being sexy?
Mm-hmm.
And Ginny tried. It didn't, like, fully work out, but she freaking tried. And Rue was like, good job trying. Thank you. I now know you can take direction.
Which is key.
And even Ginny was just like, this is interesting. Okay. Like, it kind of
opened up a new facet of drag.
She may not ever go back into that box again, but I bet it helped.
Well, my anger is either take the note or look into camera and say, I don't have that. Like the fact that people just seem surprised, like, oh my God, Karen from finance, I can be sexy. Oh, wow, whoa. Like you didn't know that was that they might want to see a different angle. Just
Right.
show me that you were prepared for that note.
Yeah.
And either take the note or don't, but like show me you knew. So the beginning of the talent competition, I had shades of Adore.
Mm.
That was a packed. It was the first episode of All Stars. That was a packed talent show. Everybody was bringing, here's what I do on the road. Here's what I do for my shows. That's what you have to bring to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your
Oh
opportunity.
yeah, you had Adore. Adore was in the bottom of that. Of her talent show, but we had Roxy Andrews, we had Alaska, we had Detox, we had
and it was, you could tell this is, if you come to a show of mine, here's
a slice of what you're gonna get.
And that is literally what Rue is saying. Like, dude, here's a talent show, do it. So in my head, as this talent show was starting, I was saying to myself, great, let's see what happens if I come to a Karen from Finance show. Let's see what happens, and I was like, boom, show me. You guys should wow me now. And
we started off with Karen. She came out and it was like, okay, cute costume. I like it. We're trying to do the sexiness.
But it was still Karen vibes, but sexy. Like I was into it.
And there was even a point where I laughed out loud and everything. And I was like, okay, all right. And just as I was like beginning to go like, okay, we're starting to ramp up, she left.
Yep.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Karen?
You did one
balloon
animal and then it ended. And I was just completely...
Make a penis!
That's a good point.
Make a fucking penis! Do something funny!
Yeah.
Like, oh my...
Well, not even... yes, funny would be lovely, but like, do something.
Anything.
There wasn't even a story.
No.
It was, I'm gonna be sexy and make a dog and then leave.
Yep.
I mean, how did she not think that, like, one would... I just want to know the thought process.
Well, but I also like logistically speaking, because I don't know if you know this, but I like logistics. Like, were they given like a time limit for their thing?
I'm sure they were, but
like, no, and so like she was way under.
Oh yeah.
And would you not, as you're preparing your act, go, because that was music. Like that dog bark was choreographed into the written into the music.
Was a song.
It was a song. That song has a duration, and if that duration is a third of the time that you were given, wouldn't you go, maybe I could do more?
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, usually the problem is you have too much and you're trying to like cut it down, but like fill your time. Use the time you're given.
I mean, or take maybe, let's just say hypothetically, that was the amount of a lot of time she was given. Then you cut down on like your dancy entrance and you throw in another balloon animal.
Yep.
Right.
Get your ass out there, make another balloon.
Again, you don't have to blow me away, but tell me a story, tell me a
Blow me away because it's a balloon animal.
And then there was Art.
And maybe a balloon penis.
Art did hers.
I'm just saying balloon penis. When in doubt, penis.
We have to stop talking about balloon penises for a couple of minutes. We're never going to get through this episode.
Okay, fine.
So
can we start another episode just about balloon penises?
Yes, we can.
Amazing.
Art.
Balloon penis.
I like saucy Laura.
This is saucy morning. I don't care, Laura.
This is pre-coffee, Laura.
This is pre-coffee, Laura.
That's what it is. Yeah,
it is pre-coffee, Laura. That's never good.
I thought it would keep you from yelling into the mic. I was sorely mistaken. Art came out, did stuffing things in her mouth. Apparently, there was some sort of metaphor to the media.
It was funny. Like it was like I mean, it took me a while to figure out like what. Oh.
It was more of a story, but after the stuff, was it Detox who did the paint?
Mm-hmm.
That like
the drum painting.
That kind of like expression and like just visual artistry at play, I'm expecting that. And to give me like, I'm going to put something in my mouth and now I'm going to go over here and put something in my mouth and now there's nothing. So I'm going to put my hand in my mouth. Even it was like one of the better ones of this one. I was still just kind of like, what am I looking at?
I will say, like, it did feel very draggy.
Yeah.
Like the and it was, you know, like the rule of three, and I felt like it had a lot of good elements to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something about the like, oh, I guess I'll just put my whole fist in my mouth, like, felt very draggy to me.
Yeah.
And so I felt like it wasn't outstanding, but it felt like, this is a little drag sketch, if you will.
Yeah. And then Keita with her little magic show.
I love the idea of it. I don't want to jump ahead too much, but I agree with her criticism that is like, sweetie, get to the punch.
That first one took forever.
Get to the punch. I will say her transitions just, I do think could have had a little bit more of like a finesse to them. They at one point during her transition, I thought like, oh shit, she dropped the thing.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And it was like, I do think there needed to be a little bit more of a dancey element or a grace element, a little cleaner transition,
or even
a bit of a pop.
Yeah, even if it wasn't like dance or grace, even if it went in the like camp, goofy, funny direction, like one of the two, it was not polished.
Not to Sunday morning quarterback, but like Monday morning quarterback.
It's Sunday morning now.
It is Sunday.
Why are you throwing sports into this?
Sorry, not to like tell her what to do, but all she had to do to really make it the most memorable one is to change the story from just a straight magic show into like a Mrs. Doubtfire-esque, like I have to change outfits on a date and performing, like camp it up in some way where it's like there's a reason why I have to change.
That is such a good idea.
You know, like I'm changing because
outfits before a date. That's great.
Or like I'm going out dancing, but now I have to perform. But now I have to do like evening wear on a nice fancy party.
Right.
That's all you had to do to tell a story that would have been like by far
coming out
the best
in,
of these.
Like starting out in like a pajamas vibe, and then like, oh, I got to get dressed for work, and now it's like
boom.
Business casual, and then like, oh, I'm going to go to the bar, and it's like,
the whole night of a drag queen.
The whole day of a drag queen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love that. I fucking love that. That would have been great.
Time-lapse magic show.
Yeah. Keita, if you're listening, trademark. Then Scarlett, who nailed it.
I mean, I think we can all tell her, good news, no polyps. Well done.
Yeah.
By no means do I want to criticize someone who did something that amazing, but it looked from the editing that I bet like professional pole dancers would probably have not been very impressed. Like it was all technically there, but it was a little like stop and start.
Yeah, it was one trick at a time. It was not necessarily smoothly intertwined.
But you know what? Yeah. You could see the talent, the practice,
100%.
The strength. Oh my God, the strength, the flexibility in order to be able to do those things. And
doing it in loose heels.
And she did it, like she did a talent. She did a thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like well done. We had a legitimate thing.
Can you imagine Karen from finance in the workroom watching Scarlett practice that and go like, I've got one balloon animal. All right. You're doing your thing and I'm doing mine. You know, this is going to be great.
Yeah, it's I would have definitely
Karen
watched.
Should have made a fucking balloon stripper pole.
Mm-hmm. That would have been fabulous.
Honestly, yeah. And then you would go after Scarlett. It would be funny. It'd be cute. But I would have, like, all of the other girls, like, watching Scarlett would have made me go, like, oh, shit. I need
Scarlett's
to, like...
in a different competition than we are.
Oh, crap. We need to, like, what can we do? What can I throw more glitter on? Like,
Did they watch Scarlett and go, I can't compete with that, so I'm not even going to... I'm not even going to step outside of my comfort zone. I'm going to do just the bare minimum so that I can skate by.
Right. Like, sorry to bring more sports into it, Laura, but like, did they just bunt?
Yes. Yeah. Did they take a knee?
I actually know those terms. Thank you so much. But essentially, yeah, they were just like, crap, all right, we're just going to try. Like, I mean, it was like they were just trying to walk a player.
Yeah, because they knew, okay, even if I really tried something
I said a sports
insane,
thing, too. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
To our listeners, we're so sorry for the sports balls.
we apologize for sports ball. But it was great. And then Elektra did her dance.
I spent some time thinking about this. It was a beautiful dance. Well done. But, like, at least do your dance to one of Rue's songs. Like,
that was a good point. You made that. Yeah.
I mean, like, let's think about Thorgy. Thorgy, for her talent show, played the violin to Sissy That Walk. Well done, Thorgy. Like, that to me was so smart on how you brought your, let's say, a little bit more of your elevated classic talent. Not to put any of the talents down, but like,
But you dragged it up.
That's a highbrow talent, and you dragged it up. Well done. That is what Elektra was missing. Like, do an interpretive dance to Sissy That Walk, or Peanut Butter, or any of her songs.
Did
Kitty
Elektra
Girl, do
just
something.
not get the memo that when it's implied that the talent show is drag themed? Because Elektra, what she did had nothing to do in any way, shape, or form.
Or you need to be in much better drag. Like,
I
Right.
don't think that it needed to have been like drag themed necessarily, but it was supposed to be in drag.
Yeah.
And that drag on an international drag show should be good.
Should be a bit better. You could have done like you could have done a modern dance about the struggles of being a drag queen, and you could have maybe like gotten into drag
Over the course of the dance.
over the course of what it means to
All of
you.
our suggestions are about becoming a drag queen by the end of an act.
What is that saying about us? I guess we really want to be drag queens. Or the struggles that you've had as being a drag queen. Literally anything. Just make it about drag. Be in drag, do something. Just have drag.
What it read to me was, screw you, I'm going to do the thing that I love to do, even if it doesn't fit what I'm being asked to do. And it reminded me of a couple years ago, there was a comedy show that we were on, and we all stayed afterwards for karaoke after it. And it was on the same stage, but one of the comedians hated karaoke. So we put his name in for Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time. He went up and just did his comedy act over Hit Me Baby One More Time. Because he's like, screw you guys, I'm going to do the thing that I want to do over, even though it doesn't match the format of where we are right now.
Of what we theoretically agreed to. Oh my God.
And that's what I saw from Scarlett. That's what I saw from Elektra, where it's just like, okay, you're going to do the thing that you
Honey, how
you're
many
not gonna screw
times
up.
have you been criticized that your outfits, your makeup is not up to par? This is not where you go, all right, I'm not even going to think about it.
Yeah. It gave me real Derek Barry vibes, where it's like, oh, I'm a Britney Spears impersonator, so that's what I'm going to give you 99% of, and then hopefully you like it enough to bypass the things that I'm not doing.
And the one time you ask me to like maybe paint my face, I'll do it sort of.
Yeah.
Right.
So I thought the judges were extremely kind. I was waiting for them to absolutely rip this apart, and they did not.
Well, we
do
still
that.
have the runway.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
I enjoyed the runway. Was actually great. This was a very good runway.
I have photos. Hold please.
In walked Karen from finance with her pink poodle.
Delicious. That poodle head hair situation, so much fun. Also enjoyed watching her try to get back into the workroom later. Like, love that. Laura's yawning.
Sorry. No, I thought that was
morning,
great.
y'all.
I mean, Karen does know how to do runways as long as she's not creating it herself. She's very good at her whole concept. It's beautiful. Like, well done. Like, that was a gorgeous, gorgeous runway. And then was Ketamine?
Art.
Gorgeous. I loved the butterflies.
I
It was
love the
Yeah, very
butterflies. Good stuff. Like,
really beautiful.
somebody referred to them as mechanical, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not sure if they are. I think they're just like on the wires so that like every minuscule movement is amplified.
I'm not sure because when she was waiting for the judges and not moving at all, they were still going crazy. And I know what you mean, where it's
they
like
may
this
have
gravity
asked her.
thing.
Yeah, they may have. I mean, the only reason why I say it, they use the word mechanical is she must have said like, yeah, there's batteries or something. And then it was Kita. I loved it. I loved how it lit up. I thought this was a cool look.
I thought it was
Really
super cool.
Separated, like they said, separated her from everybody else. Like I've never seen that.
No one else had
Yeah.
that look.
Yeah.
And then it was Scarlet.
Gorgeous.
It was gorgeous. I thought the color was kind of meh.
Mm.
I was like, I see what's happening. I
You
appreciate
wanted
this.
it was a little too light.
It was a little too like skin tone, like Scarlet skin tone specifically. Like I was just like, maybe my eyes just weren't focusing well, but I was like, you are a beige blob.
I gave it a pass because it was trying to go so regal compared to what she was doing for the pole dance, where it was like, let me go really simple and elegant, which I gave it a pass for that, but I hear what you're saying.
Don't think it's simple.
Hmm.
And here's why I say that. When they all came back out after the Untucked for the announcements of tops and of winners and who's in danger, and many of them did not have their headpieces again because if they needed to lip sync, that would be impossible.
Yeah.
And so Scarlet was just hair, just wig and the dress. I was like, that is an amazing look.
Mm.
The headpiece, aka the point of this challenge, was what lost it for me.
Interesting.
Is what
Okay.
I disliked the most about it. And I think it was the length of it. I think it was that it was so much of a train from the headpiece of what was it, feathers? Was it fluttery whatevers? I don't know. That there was just like so much of it. I was like, I see the point, but like I don't like it.
Okay, I liked it. I got it. It was very beautiful to me. And then we had Electra, where it was like
Moulin Rouge.
little Moulin Rouge. I saw a
Cabaret.
little cabaret. No,
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
She said it was Moulin Rouge cabaret combined. I thought that very nice, very pretty. I mean, I do think that the others were a bit better, but I still felt like this was good.
Yeah.
This was still good. This still held its own.
And someone said later like this was like Electra's best look of the competition, and I think I agree.
I agree. But again, it's
The
it's
bird look is still my favorite. The one that she won with.
Which episode?
When
was,
she
like,
had to do the
something in the bush?
commercial. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It was when she did her own commercial, and she was the bird.
But at some point, like, yes, it was maybe potentially her best look of the competition this week, but it was still behind everybody else.
Agreed.
And if that's happening every single time, I got problems.
Your best is not good enough, literally.
So then the judges were extremely kind. They were. I've watched Michelle rip a beautiful performance or outfit a new one because of one
Green
string,
thing.
yeah, or a little one green little splotch. They must have given them notes to be like, okay, this was really bad, but it's so far into the competition, and I mean, I don't want to be conspiracy theory guy, but I think they've probably gotten by this. I mean, I guess they wouldn't have because they were still filming it, but like they must have gotten, or maybe the editors got notes. Okay, the show is go back and re-edit to make it a little kinder because people are not enjoying it. People are kind of blah.
Well, they at this point though, they know that they can't be like, guys, that sucked. What the fuck are we gonna do? I mean, at this point, Rue, you have to sort of just go like,
These
okay.
are our 4 queens. Like,
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Like saying like, well, this sucks, and these are our 4 queens. Like you can't. You have to
Yeah.
sort of go like, okay, this is it. This is the best they could do. Cool.
You're right.
All right.
That's probably it. Where it's
Right.
like,
This is
damn
the
it.
system we're working with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof.
There's no way at this point Rue and Michelle are like even in the filming, they've been doing this long enough that I have to think that Rue is like, shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we think this is indicative of no season 2 of Down Under?
Oh,
We-
100%.
We definitely were saying like, oh, season 2 is not happening. I would be shocked if season 2 happened.
I mean, I do not mean offense, but if these are our first season queens, you go find me 10 more who are going to. I mean, maybe you get lucky. Maybe there are 10 more queens who would do a much better job. But I was very underwhelmed, especially this episode.
Yeah, and then we had our critiques, and then they asked that famous question of who should leave, and everyone said Elektra, and I actually was frustrated with Electra's answer. Elektra was right. I do think it should be Art Simone, but what Elektra said was incorrect. To me, this is very simple. All Elektra had to do was go, Art Simone's already left the competition once, and she's not won.
Mm-hmm.
I've won.
Hence, yeah.
Hence, I think this is pretty easy math.
Yeah.
I know that art is a big thing. She's definitely treated like she is a celebrity in Australia, certainly in the drag scene, but she's not done well in this competition.
And then they went to the Untucked, which I thought was going to get really spicy, which kind of didn't. There was a little bit of like, oh, okay, and then the Veronicas came out. I have no idea.
No clue.
No clue?
I learned like 5 minutes later that they are some kind of music group because their song was the lip sync song. So I was like, now I know.
But what a weird, like, if you're a celebrity, if I were ever a celebrity who was going to be asked to go on RuPaul's Drag Race, I would not want to go on right after, in the Untucked, after the episode, after they just asked who should go home. Be like, hi, everybody. Oh,
How are
tough
we
crowd.
doing?
We doing okay?
And then they just went shady. They were like, spill some tea, girls.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we're doubling down on this. Why?
Yeah.
You asked the same question, but backwards.
But then,
I did feel like they were unfair to Elektra. Like, I get what they were saying, like how they all were saying like, oh, it should be Elektra that goes home. But again, Art hasn't won. I understand she's a big deal outside of drag, but Elektra has done significantly better in the competition than Art has.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're 100% right.
The fact that Art is still there and now Art is in the top 4, I think is ridiculous.
Well, we'll get there. Because Scarlett wins. Nobody was really surprised, I don't think.
No. But I do have like, there's this little piece of me that is just irked by it because it tastes of this like pretty young, skinny white boy who like gets everything easily.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I just tried doing pole dancing in public for the first time and I aced it. Like it just was like, it's like one of those like, oh, it comes so easy to you and I just don't like that.
It's someone, and I've noticed this a lot with Drag Race. It's someone who doesn't give the impression like the competition is really weighing on them. It's kind of like, I came in with a plan, I did the plan, and the plan is working flawlessly.
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like, show me a little, like, besides catty, like, oh, you said that? Well, that makes me mad. Like, show me a little bit of like, boy, I really have to, just once, show me like, I have to work on this.
I have to put my head down and really get in.
Or I have to change my plan because.
Well, and like, I mean, to really go with that, and then we had the big controversy of fucking blackface.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, it's not something small. And it was still like, we're going to take this as a learning opportunity. And it's like, God damn it.
So Elektra and Kita have their lip sync, and there was a tease of leaving.
And I got y'all. I disturbed Starina, the dog, who was napping next to me as I was watching. I was yelling and like flapping my arms as Elektra walked away.
We're having a fucking Ginny Lemon moment.
Right? And I was just like, literally. And scared the dog. So sorry, Starina.
because apparently Kita is a much more established queen who has gotten Elektra a lot of work, and there is a little bit of a mentor.
Well, they're
mentee.
the like business partners. Like they're
that's Kita and Anita are the business partners.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But they have booked and hired Elektra.
Oh, right. Electra's
Yeah.
the sort of third wheel of that twosome.
Yeah.
they've
That's right.
gotten they've booked her on their show.
Yeah.
Elektra
like-
just started walking to the back, which I thought was like, that's a great tease. Like, just no dance, no choreography, just walking to the back, and then bam.
Well, but to be fair, her lip sync didn't have a lot of dancing choreography.
It did not. After that point, I was just kind of really let down by the lip sync. It was okay.
Yeah.
Kita
we
did
got
what
to
she
see
had to do.
Kita's. Kita was good.
I was like, Kita, those shoes though.
Yeah.
I felt like, especially in those shoes, Kita did a very good lip sync.
Yeah. And it was the outfit too. I couldn't look away. There's something about the when you do contacts that change your eyes. It really keeps my eye on you. It really does keep my attention in a way where I don't care how poofy the wig is. I'm gonna look at the makeup with the eyes. There seems like to be more of a character there and more going on.
Yeah.
It was I by the end of the lip sync I was like, could be anybody. I kind of don't care. Kita stays.
I was with you. Like it could have been either, for the fact that like I think that Kita was very stationary, like foot wise,
Mhm.
for understandably, but like for the majority of the lip sync, had like 2 locations on stage,
Yeah.
and a lot of arms, and Elektra was a lot more mobile.
Yeah.
But like, I got to the end and I was like, it could go either way because Kita didn't like move around a lot,
Yeah.
which sometimes can like be the thing that sends someone home.
Kita wins. Elektra goes home.
I think Elektra is going to end up being a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I think Elektra is going to end up having a very good career after this.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of people. I think Elektra's looking forward to a very good career. I think she's going to do just fine.
So our top 4.
Oh, but before we get there,
Mhm.
I did think there was in Elektra's sort of like goodbye speech in the workroom. She said something about like, I didn't know how, like, people were trying to tell me that I had star quality, and I didn't hear it, and I didn't know, and now I know. And I was like, that, if that's all you get out of being on Drag Race, that's amazing. That
Yeah.
kind of like internal
Validation,
self-assurance.
yeah. That's huge. And I do think Elektra is really freaking good.
Yeah.
She is an entertainer. There's a lot about her that I was extremely, extremely impressed with. I do think, a little bit more time. I think, she's going to get money from this. She absolutely is going to get some book gigs, and it's like, great. You're going to learn how to do your makeup a bit better. You're going to get better wigs. You're going to get better outfits, and you're going to have the Elektra show, and you're going to be great.
Oh, she's definitely one where, like, if for whatever reason she got on an All Stars, I'd be very excited to see.
Yes.
Because every time they do an All Stars, you get to see their evolution over a couple of years,
Right.
and it's always like, ooh.
Yeah.
I sort of throw her in like the Tia Coffee sort of realm, where it was like, you've got some really good shit in there. Like,
but
you
when we
too,
saw you were
still
primordial.
You were still
Yeah.
like mid-transition. You were still kind of just learning the basics. You were still like just learning a little bit of like upstage from downstage.
Right.
You're going to learn it. You're going to be amazing. And I cannot wait to see what you do.
So our top 4 are Kita, Scarlett, Karen, and Art. It
Laura,
seems
thoughts?
extremely forced that why would I be on team Karen from finance? She's shown me nothing since the first episode,
Right.
and just squeaked by.
Yeah.
Why would I be a fan of Art?
Literally came out of
Technically-
garbage.
Literally came out of garbage, went home first,
She didn't go home first.
went home second.
Second.
And did not win a challenge.
Yeah.
Why would I be team Kita? She's second guesses herself constantly.
Didn't exist until a week ago.
Didn't exist, won, and still had a breakdown. and is kind of just bouncing around, happy to be there. And unfortunately, why would I be Team Scarlet? For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
There is nobody, like, even if you threw in an et cetera, if she were in the top 4, there's at least that like villain. Oh, it's so good to be so bad. And it's like, ooh, there's some excitement there a little bit.
David,
Yeah.
are you
You are not
proponent
getting off. You just
Are you
will not get off this, et cetera, et cetera.
No, that's not where I'm going. It sounds to me like you are a proponent of the Candy Muse existence.
How so? Where are you getting that from?
You need a villain in the top 4?
Just to spice things up. Okay, last season did not need any spicing up. There was plenty to have fun with in that top 4, that top 3. I mean, God, there's like whatever you want. I'm a fan of everybody. Everybody deserves to win. But this would be like if your top 4 were like Tina Burner and I mean, I can't remember a lot of the other queens.
I was waiting, like how many?
It would be like if all your favorites went home and there's no Gottmik, there's no Simone, and you're just kind of like, okay. Like, I would even take Anita Wiglet as like a dark horse top 4. Like, that would be like, I'm on board. I guess if we had to pick a top 4, whose team are you on? I'm on Team Art only because I think
the least offensive of the offenses.
I think that Art has been interesting and fun and professional. I do not particularly like her, but she's impressive ?
I think Art is like Art. While Art has not won, Art has been like leaning topward more so than any of the others.
Take off the scoreboard, take off the logistics of what's happened, because without Scarlet, if Scarlet had gotten kicked off the show, Art would have won a couple.
Fair.
I really do believe. So I like, if you take the scoreboard out of it, Art is the most impressive without controversy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea how on earth I have to see next episode. That's all I can give you guys, because I have no idea. So I'm really, really hoping we see some magic. Maybe this is it, guys. Maybe
you want another magic show?
I mean, maybe this is it. Maybe we are gonna see the pop happen. Maybe this is when the season finally turns on, guys.
But I think that's kind of what I've been talking about these last couple of episodes, which is I'm so not interested in any of the queens. It actually makes things a little interesting, and it definitely makes this finale. You always get the sense that when they get to the finale, Rue's kind of made up their mind, and unless her favorite trips and falls or just projectile vomits or something,
or has an ankle
injury,
can't do a lip sync.
She's made up her mind, and it's theirs to lose. But this finale actually feels like it's anybody's to win. If
right, because everyone's so meh.
Yeah, if Kita comes out and crushes this last challenge, there's your winner. Mm-hmm. I mean, Scarlet can do great, and I can totally imagine her not winning, and I think it would be very surprising if she did win, because I don't know if Rue wants that drama.
Of Scarlet winning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Rue has kept Scarlet on because that was just what Rue wanted, and that was where the headspace that Rue was in, but I mean, I don't know, and maybe the producers were like, okay, we can keep her, but she can't win. That's too much. But I don't know. Rue kind of just does what Rue wants to do.
Yeah.
So I have no fucking clue at this point. And genuinely, if it wasn't for the controversy, I would be rooting for Scarlet to win, because I think Scarlet hands down has the best track record and the most to offer. But I can't. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't root for somebody. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like everything Scarlet does leaves a bit of a bad taste in my mouth.
Right now, yeah.
Would you both agree that it does kind of make the finale interesting? Because I don't know what's going to happen.
It's an interesting place to be in, because we've never had this before, where we are not behind somebody.
Because we've had times where the finale where it's been like we're equally a fan of all of them winning. Like, we could go any way because they're all so good.
Well,
We've had that before.
We had that the last season between, Gottmik, Rose, and Simone, not Candy. Sorry, that was mean. I apologize. I didn't want to be mean. But we were big Rose, Gottmik, and Simone fans.
Yeah. Or there's been finales where, like, I know Rue's head is somewhere. I don't know where, but it could be between two or among three. We've always had that, but we've never had a situation where I think Rue is like clean slate. Somebody wow me.
With a little bit of like, do I have to?
Yeah.
Can I choose no one? Can
Which
Michelle
is-
be the winner this season? Like,
I'm the winner.
Oh God, to
I'm
go
a
back
winner, baby.
after this next episode, I want to go back and listen to our first episodes where we're just like RuPaul Down Under, all these queens. It's gonna
Remember
be
how
so
we were
excited.
so excited about the trailer and everything? We're like, guys, this is going to be so good.
Have you seen Karen from Finance and et cetera, et cetera? Like my voice was even higher back then.
Yeah, now we're like, it's also morning right
That's true.
now.
Yeah, that's true.
And so all of our voices are lower, and we were doing those at night before with fresher eyes and higher spirits.
So, any final thoughts, or are we good for the episode?
I need a drink.
Okay, so that'll be it for this episode. Thank you so much. If you have a moment at all, please give a like, a share, and a subscribe. Tell a friend about the show. We really would love that. Give us a rating on iTunes. That would be fabulous. You can find me at davecolumbo.com or on all social media at DVD Columbo.
I am Laura High, and please follow me at Laura High 5 on all social media, but especially TikTok. Thank you so
She's got a
much.
theme song now.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I am at Becca the SM on like all of the socials, but I don't produce a ton of content except for this. This is my content. You're welcome.
And until next week, boy, this is going to be an interesting one. 1, 2, 3.
Aha!